Shalom, shalom, and Boker through. What's happening? We out here, man. Sun shining. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday morning, man. Getting ready to prep. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But, yeah, man. About to get it started. I left my bay kind of dirty yesterday. So we got to clean up. We got brake fluid on the floor. Got tools everywhere. So we about to get clean real quick. So we all clean now. Now we can get the day started. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start the day clean. Alright. So on this duct, we got a oil change and a rotate. Bruh, if anybody is wondering what the weather is like in Georgia, bruh, it is humid and muggy, bruh. This junk, I'm sweating like this at 8 in the morning, bruh. 8 in the morning, it ain't even midday yet, and I'm sweating like this, bruh. This junk is crazy. But we in here, we about to check out this converter. I'm trying to get this scanner set up so I can go ahead and crank the car, turn on the AC in this mug. It drunk crazy, bro. It's like I'm sitting in a sauna. It's like a sauna in here. So we got a catalytic converter, a Cadillac converter on the Dodge Dakota. This junk is crazy. This junk nasty up under here, bro. But we gotta do it. So right now we about to take this out. All of this. This is the catalytic converter. You got a code on bank 1, but we're just gonna go ahead and take care of both of them. Do it like that. So this whole piece gotta come out. And then this is the new piece. All our nose together. So yeah. Set y'all up. We gonna get her done. Bro, these O2 sensors are all caked up, bro. I'm gonna see if you want to just change them mugs out, but if not, then I gotta fight with them to get them out. Get them cleaned up and get them out. That's one. That's two. That's 3. Got one more to go. That's 4. Alright, so all the O2 sensors are unplugged. Now it's just getting the whole converter out. So we about to get into it.
should work. Kind of fat, but there's a longer bolt. The same one. That should be fine too. Yeah. Plenty of room for it to go up.
Appreciate it. What's up?
It was a really hard time. Do you mind knocking these tires out and then start back on them? Because I mean, he's a long way anyways. And it's his dad that he wanted to wait.
Who?
And this he's always got some and he had an appointment since 9 o'clock and nobody's been able to get to him. Just be able to give you a little bit of break on this. You okay with it?
All right. There you go. It be like that, man. Just when you about to lock in and get it moving, now I gotta stop. But we got 4 tires, so we're gonna get that going, and then let's see from there. I'm about to pull in this truck. It's a big one too.
How long is Trevor sitting outside?
Huh?
How long is Trevor sitting outside?
I don't know. I just saw him out there when I was at test drive. I think his son was here though. I think he had his son. They had to pick his son up.
to wait today.
Huh? I probably nervous.
I'll stay with you. Obviously. Like I'll align my car and just chill here.
Are you trying to show off your tattoos, Macho?
Huh?
Trying to show off your tattoos?
Hopefully, Oh, my bad, brother.
Hello?
Oh, my bad. Good. That's magnet? Huh? Magnet?
No, it's not like
Oh, it would have been nice if it was magnet. You know what? Oh, my bad.
Oh yeah.
Y'all got those salads on last time? Yeah. What's it called?
Hey man, it's your best friend right here. We're gonna try some of this. Work like magic, boy. Right there. So we got the cats up. Now we gotta get out the O2 sensors, and then we're gonna go up with the new one. Alright. So we're gonna go up with the new joint. This is only half of it. The other half is gonna get put in right there. So we're gonna do this first. That way it's easier to maneuver. Boy, headed to the house, bro. Headed to the house. You know what I'm saying? Today was wild. You know what I'm saying? I was super irritated, bro. I ain't even gonna flex. But that's part of this field, bro. You gonna have them days where you get this job and it just sucks. It takes way longer than it's supposed to. 3-hour job turning into 6 hours because the car is just junk. It's caked up with mud and oil and all this extra junk you gotta fight through. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of them days, bro. But you gotta be, if it's one thing you gonna get being in this field, it's patience. Patience. Either you gonna get patience or you gonna develop a real filthy mouth. But you know what I'm saying, I could only choose patience, you know what I'm saying, because you know who I serve, you know what I'm saying, the Most High Yahuwah. So hey, bro, we out here, bro, we out here. But one thing I will say is I was remembering today on how I even got in this position. And of course, like, all glory and kabod goes to Yahuwah. Like, all praise goes to Yahuwah for the position that I'm in, because it was only him that opened the door. But even when Yahuwah opens a door, you still have to walk through it. And the reason I say that is because I feel like, especially when it comes to getting work, people just be sitting around putting in applications hoping for a call. And me, I learned, I was blessed enough to be in ROTC and all that stuff when I was in high school. So I learned in high school, like, when you put in applications and you apply for jobs and stuff like that, like, bruh, you don't just put in an application. You go in, you introduce yourself, you let them know that you applied. That way you separating yourself right there from the person, other people that are applying. Because you got to think about it, there's mad people applying for the same position that you applying for. So what's going to separate you? You know what I'm saying? So I've never had trouble getting jobs. Like, I've always had this saying, like, when I'm at a job, I'll be like, bro, I believe in Indeed. Like, I ain't about to put up with nothing I ain't got to put up with. I will slide in a second and have another job tomorrow. You know, that's the mentality I used to have, like, coming up, growing. Praise you, I'm a little bit more mature now, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I used to be, bro. I done it all, bro. Call centers, sales. I worked at John Deere. I was on the assembly line. I worked in a lumber yard. What else have I done? I was a security guard. I worked at an immigration camp. I was security there. Bruh, I was at Lowe's for 2 years as a live nursery specialist. I know a little bit something about plants. I done forgot all that though. But point being, you gotta be able to walk through the door when it's that time for Yahuwah to place you somewhere. Because I was at a lumber yard and I was like, bro, I gotta stay here because I've been bouncing around a lot. Because I was at Amazon, they weren't giving me the hours I wanted, so I went to get something full time, and I ended up going to a lumber yard out here in Thompson. So what happened was 2 or 3 months after being at the lumber yard, these jokers tried to lay me off. Well, they did lay me off. So they laid me off, and this was right before Pesach last year. Not this past Pesach, but the Pesach before that. This was right before Pesach. And I'm like, dang, I gotta travel. I gotta get this together. And I'm about to get laid off. I'm like, what I'm about to do? But I'm like, man, it gotta be Yahuwah, because ain't no way he just gonna let this happen. Knowing Pesach coming up, and I gotta be able to travel and get to Pesach, where I have to present myself. It ain't an option. So I'm just like, all right, I ain't even about to stress it. I ain't tell nobody I was getting laid off or nothing. I just went home that day. You know what I'm saying? Started putting in applications, started looking, and I stayed calm, kept my shalom. Then I seen this job on Indeed. That mug said they were looking for technicians. They're like, you don't have to know everything. They would prefer you to have tools, but I mean, they're willing to teach you. I said, y'all willing to teach? Say less. Put that application in, pulled up, same day. Hey, my name's John. I just wanted to introduce myself, let you know I put in my application. I did the assessment, but I know I probably got every question on the assessment wrong because I don't know nothing about cars. I'm just being honest with you. But if you're willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn. Straight like that. Bruh told me, he shook my hand, he was like, hey, I got some other people I want to look at, but the fact that you came in and introduced yourself to me and shook my hand, he's like, that definitely moves you up on the list. So boom, I got 2 days left at my job. They told me I could work till like that Thursday or something like that. And then I got like 2 days left at my job, bro. And I was like, all right, bet. So then I give it a day. Boom, next day. This is my last day working at this job at the lumber yard now. So I call him on my lunch break. And I'm like, hey, this is my last day at this job. I'm just calling to check in with you to see if you were still considering that position or if you had chosen anybody. And then I was like, if tools is the problem, I could borrow some tools, whatever the case might be. He was like, nah, man, it's not the tools or anything like that. He was like, I just really want to make sure I make the right choice, you know, really go through all my candidates. But he was like, the fact that you came in and introduced yourself and now you're calling me, he was like, that definitely puts you as one of my top people right now. So I was like, all right, bet, fine. I'm on my lunch break though, so I'll get back. This is my last day working in this mug, bro. But I'm like, hey, I'm about to get these last hours in because I don't know where my next check coming from. So I ain't about to walk out mad and say, oh, I ain't gonna work no more. Nah, bro, I'm about to get these last little hours in. So got them last hours in. When I tell you I drove home and pulled in my driveway, phone rung. Bruh called me. Hey, I'm gonna give you a shot if you can be here tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Bruh, this was a Thursday evening, my last day working at the lumber yard. He told me pull up Friday morning to start. This mug up the road from the lumber yard that I was working at, bruh. Ain't even far from where I was already working at. So I'm just like, that's crazy. I didn't even miss a day of work, bruh. Not a day of work. So, you know what I'm saying? Praise Yahuwah. At this point, I'm like, dang. Now I'm telling everybody, like, hey, bruh, I just got laid off. But I got another job I'll pull up to tomorrow, so it's all through, you know what I'm saying? But silence for one, letting Yahuwah do his thing, trusting Yahuwah. And then for two, you doing your part and giving Yahuwah something to work with. If I would have just sat there and put in applications and then sat at home and moped and said, oh, I don't have work, oh, I don't have a job no more, blah, 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 bruh, I would have missed out on that opportunity. Because I guarantee you, the only thing that set me apart and got me that position was me going in and putting my face there. Me making that call and saying, hey, don't forget about this. I'm trying to work, bro. Showing I'm serious. So it's like, you gotta have actions with the faith. You can't just say, oh, Yahuwah gonna do that jump. And then, you know what I'm saying? But look, we here now. A year, 3 months in. And we locked in, bro. A whole trade, bro. I don't gotta bounce around jobs no more, whatever the case may be. I got something that I don't even have to work for somebody my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go out here on the street, do brake jobs, work on cars, all that stuff, because there's something that it can't be taken from you, because it's a whole trade. People always gonna need their cars fixed. So it's just a blessing, bro. But you gotta be moving and giving Yahuwah something to work with. Give Yahuwah something to work with. You know what I'm saying? And then he gonna do it for you. But if you ain't doing nothing and you just sitting around hoping for a miracle, then you gonna keep sitting around. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's the rant for today. Praise Yahuwah. Praise Yahuwah for the opportunity.